By the way, sorry.
Hi, everybody. I'd just like to welcome you to the to our weekly team training hangout. And in this evening's team training hangout, we're going to be covering some things that you can use for your business, which will help you to build your online business. So whether you're already a member of our team and you've already joined our business with us, or whether you're just someone who has, got an email from us tonight, or seen it on Google Plus or Facebook or something, and just wants to know how to build your own online business, this will be useful for you. And we're going to be starting tonight with a 14-day email challenge, but I'll be covering more about that as the night goes on. And I'd just like to introduce you. We've got Matthew Armstrong here, who's in the Superman t-shirt. He's the ninja. And then we've got Alan Gilday as well here. So if you guys would like to, one of you would like to maybe start. And
after Superman, I think.
Okay.
Hello, are we still there?
Yep, you're still here, still live. Yeah.
Okay. Let me know if I cut off at any stage, because it's been cutting in and out a few times for me.
Okay.
Hello,
okay,
everybody.
How are you?
Were you going to say something, Satirius?
No. I actually had just said if one of you two would like to talk. I just made a quick brief intro about what this was all about. And then if you would like to maybe have a wee chat there with everyone, Matthew, or that'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the call. And it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be here speaking with you and hanging out with Satirius and Alan. I always look forward to it every week. So yes, Satirius, we're just talking, and Satirius says, what's the biggest problem that folks have, starting a business online and getting involved with a company or opportunity or whatever, and it comes down to not taking action. And I was just thinking there, why do we not take action? Why don't we do it? And there's many reasons why we don't take action. Too many reasons to go into them all tonight in a short period of time. A lot of it's to do with our beliefs about ourselves, beliefs about what we're doing, not having our beliefs and values aligned, and various things like that. There's a lot, quite a bit to it actually. But I just want to give you something very simple this evening.
Hi everybody. I just like to sorry, my thing's gone. Sorry. To our weekly team training hangout. Sorry. And this evening,
let me just mute myself. Let me just mute myself.
Sorry, folks. Use for your business, which will help you
folks,
to build your online business. So whether you're already a member of... That's it. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, continue, Matthew. Sorry about that. My computer's going bonkers here.
No worries. So Victoria's just making faces through the window at me. How mature of her.
This is the part where Scotty comes and beams me up out of here, and then disappears.
I'm just beaming out slightly out of camera for reasons that you don't need to know, but I am listening attentively and hanging on every word. Okay, guys, I'm right here. All right?
Okay.
No worries. So as you can see, that we're not actually perfect, right? And that's one of the reasons why people don't take action, because they think that they have to be perfect before they take action. That everything has to be just right, just perfect, before they can actually take action. And the thing is that nothing is ever going to be perfect, because we're constantly growing and expanding. And even when we do get something that we think is perfect, 6 months down the line, we're going to look back and say, well, that actually wasn't that great compared to where I am now, right? And then 6 months after that, you're going to look back again and see how much you've come along as well. So that's one of the things is, don't try and be perfect, but don't think you have to be perfect before you can do anything, because those that you look at and you think, wow, they're really polished, they've got everything down, they're really professional. To get to that level, no one starts like that. Everyone starts somewhere, and you've got to make mistakes for yourself. There's a bit of trial and error. You see what's working, what's not working. You improve your own skills, your own marketing skills, your own email writing skills, your copywriting skills, your speaking skills, your technical skills. All your skills will continue to improve as you continue to take action. And so that's obviously the key. But one way to fast track your improvement, one way to fast track your success is to model the success of others, right? Rather than going through so much trial and error, there will always be some trial and error, right? But if you find people who have got the results that you want to get, and then you model what they do, then your success is going to be much, much faster. That's the fast track to success. You want to know the fast track to success is to model those who have already achieved what you want to achieve, right? If you want to know how to get rich quick, then model those that have done it before you, right? That's the quickest way. It's just to model others. And it was part of the beauty of the business that we're in is that there is what I call a track to run on. It's not like you're just dumped in the middle of the jungle, which that's the way it is quite often in the business world, unless you get a franchise or something. In the business world, there's a lot of trial and error. You're working things out. But in this business, we do actually have a track to run on. There are steps that we can take every day that will actually ensure our success if we continue to take those steps and look to improve each and every time we do everything that we do, whether it be mailing our list, whether it be writing a blog, whether it be making a video. If every time we do that, we say, okay, how can I make this better, right? How can I improve my capture pages? How can I improve my my calls to action in my videos? How can I improve my communication skills, my tonality? You look at your previous video and say, well, I was a bit monotone in that previous video. I'm going to work on my tonality, right? I'm going to work on my body language. So all these things, as long as you keep a focus on improving everything you do each and every time, then you can't not fail. You cannot fail. You cannot fail. There is no failure there. You will always be improving. As long as you're always improving and always looking to improve, sometimes you can take a couple of steps back, but sometimes those steps back are just really pulling back the bow to take a huge leap forward, And so that's part of the attitude, part of the mindset. So, because even when that does happen, even when setbacks do happen, is that just realize that, okay, well, this is actually gearing me up for a huge leap forward. Sometimes just those little thoughts or little metaphors, empowering metaphors, can help us a long way, right? So, look to those who are successful. Like recently, I've been going through the Top Producer Formula, the newest product in Empower Network, which is absolutely phenomenal. And if you haven't got that yet, you just need to get it. Just get it, because the information in there, the trainings in there, a lot of them were like closed door VIP trainings that were videoed. Most of those trainings are videoed in Top Producer Formula are basically the people who are making ridiculous incomes, 6-figure incomes, 7-figure incomes, and sharing exactly what they're doing. and exactly how they're doing it and you can just receive that. And so I'm looking at it and going, okay, I'm just going to model what these folks are doing to get the same results. If you want to get the same results, model what others are doing. And it's very, very easy in the online world. If you just sign up to a few people's email lists to you look at like the leaders in power, find 2, 3, 5 people who you resonate with, who you see some maybe similar characteristics, and then just sign up to the email list and see what they're sending out, right? So if your emails aren't getting big conversions or whatever, if not many people are opening them, then see what others are doing, yeah? And then just start to model what they're doing. You don't want to be a copycat, but you do want to model the success principles that people use. You know, so lately I've been seeing in the emails, people are putting their photographs in emails now. You know, you got to stand out. You got to stand out because a lot of people, there's a lot of emails coming in, right? I'm signed up to a lot of different people's emails, and so are many other people who sign up to become one of your subscribers. They're also going to be subscribers to many other people. So how do you stand out? You know, how do you stand out above the rest? And you know, one of the ways is it's become very impersonal. A lot of the email stuff, a lot of it's just been pitching in the internet marketing world. A lot of just pitch. And so people have become distrusting of others, you know. So in your email, put your photograph in, put a photograph of your family in, put your direct phone number in, things like that, you know. All those things that I'm seeing now that, okay, these are what a lot of the you know, the top leaders are starting to do now, things like that. And that's what will make you stand out above the rest, just doing things like that, you know. So when you're modeling, look to model the details as well. You know, the ever finer details, because sometimes it's the success is in the details. You know, so it's like the little things. You think, well, I'm doing everything that other person is doing, but I'm still not getting success. Look for the ever finer details. It can be in the finest details that's where the success lies, and not just extra 2% that you are missing out on. Check that extra 2%. And I'm trying to think of some examples now, if that seems vague or whatever. I don't think there's too many examples right now, but let me tell you a story of maybe that's not so relevant. Does anyone have any questions at this stage?
Any questions? Just if you just pop them below, just in the comment section. Any questions at all that you have?
Or any feedback or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, certainly. Thank you, Matthew, for that. I apologize for the apparent rudeness. I was listening attentively to you there throughout all that, despite the fact I was off camera for a little bit. And no, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's that classic thing of coming back to model people that have already walked the walk. There's absolutely no mileage in reinventing the wheel. Discussed in previous hangouts together, you know, how Satiris more or less opened the professional relationship with me by saying, look, I've done a lot of the mistakes, I've done a lot of the investment, I've done a lot of the time and spent the money so effectively so that you don't have to. And that's very much the way we should go. A lot of outstanding people have put so much content out there that it's really it is up to us to actually just go and avail ourselves of the excellent content that is there so that we can progress as rapidly as we can without having to make their mistakes over for ourselves. I was very impressed what you said there about, you know, just like those details about such things as just including a picture and your personal phone number and email in sort of so-called chainmail. That's not the right word, in automated Aweber responses and things. Because what I find is that I'm always looking. The law of diminishing returns sets in as people reasonably want to keep in touch with you, to make sales and to make connections the law of diminishing returns sets in, and even with people who's really, really outstanding, after a while you kind of go, well, look, I've had 4 or 5 of those this week, and I'm going to set that aside. So just the little things, as you mentioned there, somebody genuinely making themselves available by giving you their cell or mobile phone number. The little thing of the photograph, I think, makes a big difference in the emotional tenor of an automated email. I know that from stuff that I get, and I'll be taking those notes on board. The other thing that I think helps in terms of helping me to take action, last week Satiris issued the 7-day 7-video challenge, and I'm glad that we undertook that, because I managed to get that done. I got my 7 videos done, but had I not committed to the challenge, I wouldn't have. So holding ourselves to a commitment, holding ourselves to a certain outcome, I think is absolutely vital. And that's one of the ways that I find I can help myself to take action when I wouldn't otherwise feel I could or would, if you're with me. Okay, so that's really just to reinforce the one little thing you said about modeling. Absolutely, thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Alan. Thank you. Good feedback.
Cheers.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. So, go ahead. Have you something you want to say there, Matthew, before I butt in?
No, I'd love you to carry on, Satiris. Thanks.
No problem. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking this evening. I had quite a few topics in mind for this evening, and then I was really thinking about it, and thinking, what is the thing that holds people back the most from making money online? And just like you said there, Matthew, it's completely normally inaction. And sometimes we need to sort of search ourselves and look at ourselves and say, ask ourselves why. Why are we not taking action? What's holding us back from taking action? Sometimes what happens when people come into the internet marketing industry, because there's so much to learn, so much stuff to do, people can get overwhelmed. And what happens is, when they get overwhelmed and they know they have to do a blog post, and they know they should be doing videos, and they know they should be posting their stuff on social media and stuff like that, they just get overwhelmed and they feel there's so much stuff, and they just break down and do absolutely nothing, right? And that's why I decided this week to come up with a short series of team challenges, and that's basically just small challenges that we could all take part in over the next couple of months, right? They're sort of vary from 2 weeks to 7 days. They're not big long challenges. They're not out of anyone's reach. They're not like challenges like climb the top of Mount Everest and jump off the other side or anything. They're perfectly reachable, perfectly doable challenges. And if you're serious about making money online, and you've come here tonight and you want to make money online, you want to build a business online, you have to take some kind of action. And what we're doing is basically just giving you an outline of things that you can do to build your business, to increase your list, to look better, for your stuff to look better, and also to have your business working on autopilot. Because the thing about these things that we're going to be doing, right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 5 different things here. Now, all of these things require a wee bit of work to set them up. You have to do something. But the great thing about all these things is, once you've actually set them up, they are all done, right? And they're automated, and they will continue to work for you after you have actually done them. They will continue to work. You don't need to, they'll still be there, right? So that's another reason why I thought this would be beneficial. Now, the first one that I basically came up with was a lot of people come and they, set up their blog and then they start, doing their blog posts and blog daily and stuff like that, and they don't market properly, right? Or the blog, and then by the time they've done their blog and they've done something else, they forget to market, or they don't market, or whatever happens, right? And obviously by doing that, they're not going to make any money because there's nobody seeing their stuff. And it's important to build a list. The most important thing in this business, right, no matter what you're doing, okay, the most important thing in this business is to basically build a list of targeted people who are interested in what you're doing, what you're, offering, what you're giving, what you're selling, what your company, what your product is. So that's basically what this is all about. It's about building a list of people who will actually, in the long run, want to take part or purchase what you have to offer. Okay, so that's very, very important, and you're not always going to get that by just doing a blog daily and then going away and forgetting about it, right? That's not going to happen, right? So that's why these things are very, very useful. And in the 14-day email challenge, what I want to challenge you to do is to actually create 10 emails over the next 14 days, okay? So I made it 10 emails. So, you can do whatever you're doing on Saturday and Sunday, right? But every day during the week, you need to write one email every day, and you need to hook it into your autoresponder, into your Aweber autoresponder. Now, what I would suggest, it's up to yourself, but what I would suggest to you is I would suggest to you to do a 50-50, right? Because nobody likes to just get emails being sold stuff. So I would say what you want to do is a 50-50. You want to do 50% of your emails which are just delivering value, okay? Now, of course, in the emails that are delivering value, I wouldn't take away a button, where people could maybe join or find out more about something, but I wouldn't specifically aim at the emails just being about selling the product, right? So you might have a value email, you might have, some value video information, things that are going to help people with whatever their business or product or service is. But, you don't want to just focus on selling something, right? On 50% of those emails. So what I would say to you is there's five new products, right? You could either, you could promote the viral blogging system if you want, or you could promote some of the other funnels of Empower Network. Personally, the way I see it is, we've got a new funnel with 5 new products. There's 5 new products there in the new funnel. So what I would suggest to you probably would be to send an email, 5 of those emails to be one each about those new products. Okay, or if you have a specific favorite, like if you've been doing, through the top producer formula. I think the top producer formula is really, really good, and if you've been through the top producer formula, it stands out above other products, then maybe you'll want to mail more about that, right? And that's entirely your choice. But I would say to you to at least send out 5 emails, actually, talking about the products, talking about what people are going to gain from them and stuff like that, where you actually are selling the products, and then another 5 emails where you're delivering value, okay? The value could be personal development stuff. It could be a nice video that you find. It doesn't even have to be you. It could be a video of yourself delivering value. Matthew, you sent a good video, a seminar video there to the team today. That was a very good video. You could send something like that, right? You could send something like that. It was with the Wolf of Wall Street. You could send something like that, and you're delivering value. You're giving people good information and good stuff. And at the end, you can also have a link. Also, if they want to click to buy the products as well. It's just you're not blatantly, selling the products really hard to them in all the emails, right? That's what I would like to sort of stipulate. So, if you're up for doing this team challenge, post in the comments below, that you're up for it. And what I'll do is I'll actually get a Facebook group link where you can actually go and you can paste your, you can basically paste your link to your capture page if you want, and then we can go in and look at them for you and see if we think they're good and so on. We can check them out for you. But you want to do that, right? You want to do that because a lot of people are going and they're maybe sending people to an autoresponder with really old messages, or they've no messages on their autoresponder at all, right? And if you're sending people to a list with no messages on your autoresponder, you're definitely not going to be making money from that method of marketing. And that is a huge method of marketing. That's a huge method of marketing. The amount of people that came to me just from a set of automated Dave and Dave emails that I have in one of my lists and said to me, you keep emailing me every day. That was great, that video, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going like, this is completely automated messages, right? So those things will work for you. You could put them over the next, say you have 10 emails. It's up to you. You might be one of these people. There's some people in, the team who are making huge amounts of money, like Michelangelo or whatever, who mails people 5 times a day, right? Personally, I think it's a wee bit excessive. I wouldn't like people mailing me 5 times a day, so I sort of do unto others what I like done unto me. But, I would say even if you sent out an email every 2 or 3 days, people aren't going to forget you, but they're going to see every 2 or 3 days. You send an email out every 2 or 3 days. You could have those scheduled, and then 3 days, 10 emails. That would be a month worth of messages for your autoresponder, right? So that would be your autoresponder working for you for the next month. Okay. So then even at the end, another month's time, you could sit down and do another series, and you could have 2 months. Right? And then after a while, if you do that a few times, you could have a year's autoresponder messages. So basically, once you get to that stage, all you actually need to focus on is building a list, right? Because once you've got all the messages there, once you've all the salesmen working 24/7, all you then need to do is focus on building the list. Now, there's so many different ways you could build a list, which we have shown you here. Matthew's showing you the viral video Facebook, how to do it with viral videos on Facebook. You can do paid ads on Facebook. You can do it through blogging and sharing your stuff through all the social networks, through 30 or 40 social networks. You could do it through sharing your stuff on the Facebook groups. Right? There's multiple ways. Another way that I'm going to be showing you probably next week. I don't think I'll do it this week, but I'll be showing you next week how to actually send an email and mail like solo ad type things where you're actually emailing, maybe you could email, a few thousand, or you could email like 30 or 60,000 people a month, right? And that way you can build up an email list there. And don't forget, once you build up that email list, as long as you send them to your list where you've got your 30, your 10 messages or your 20 or your 30 messages, that's going to work completely on autopilot for months. Those people are going to get to know you. They're going to get to know you're sending out some good content. They're also going to get to see the things that you're also selling as well in amongst that. And, they won't know whether they're going to get the next email is going to be selling something or whether it's going to be content, right? So they might think twice about unsubscribing because they got a great, link for a seminar last week, and then, and that's quite funny as well when you do it that way because people don't know. Whereas if you're on a list where somebody just sells you every time, it's just like, oh, right, okay, I'm just going to get hit with sales stuff here, boom, let's unsubscribe here, okay? So have you guys got any questions about that? Does that sound like a, like a reasonable enough thing to ask people to do?
I believe that's something that everybody should be doing every day anyway.
But the question is, are they? Are they being challenged? Are they being challenged to the question? Are they?
Yeah, and so that's to get a habit installed. It takes roughly 21 days of doing something every day to get a habit installed. Yeah. So once we do the 14 days, then just keep going for another 7 days, and then have
Another
control.
7.
We're doing it. And imagine if we did that ongoing 365 days a year.
Yeah.
The results that would come from that. I think it's a brilliant challenge, Satiris, and something that is required, right? It's required to get the success, and it has been shown through statistics. Is even though I know you don't like to email your subscribers as much. It has been shown through statistics that the biggest results come from
emailing
your subscribers the most, and just as I was saying about modeling the success of others, I look to Shakir Hussain I think he's in the top 5 on top income and empower, and one of his commandments is to email his list every day.
Right.
And he, I think he's making $300,000 a month now.
Yeah.
And he's only 25 or 26. He's just turned 26. So it's something I'm putting more of a focus into now, where I'm just realizing that the importance of what we're doing and keeping it simple, and looking at those that are doing really well online, and especially in Empower, they keep it really simple. Like looking at someone like Shakir Hussain, who he just keeps it very simple. Is he makes his funnel really good. He makes sure he gets his funnel really good, his sales funnel, and then he buys solo ads. Very simple thing to do. You just need a bit of money to do it.
Yeah.
And then the third thing is he mails his list every day. There's new subscribers come in, he just mails them every day, and that's how he's built his multi-million-dollar business.
Yeah.
Just through focusing on those 3 things.
Yeah.
And Shakir Hussain says he would take maybe like 90 minutes a day just writing emails for his list.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just one email. He will spend an hour and a half crafting that one email per day. Where a lot of people, myself included in the past, have thought about it like a chore. I should really email my list. Yeah. And then spend like 5 minutes writing some stuff. Yeah. And then just, there you go. And the results go, right?
Yep. Absolutely. Well, I just thought it would be a great way to get people, committed to actually say, look, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. Because the thing about it is that if people actually do this, it's a thing that's there permanently. Because every time they bring someone new into their list, this is all there. It's permanently. So even if they're on the beach, even if they're on holiday, even if they take a week off, even if they're lying in bed sick, their emails are going out every day, every 3 days, whatever it is, on complete autopilot, And that's why I thought it was really, really important. And I think a lot of people won't have focused on that. I mean, if we asked everybody who's in our team, who has written their own emails, even who's written like 30 emails for people who join your list, I would say there's probably very few who have, and I mean, that is the most automated part of internet marketing. So that's why I just thought, we should do that. We should do that 14-day. I mean, if you want, we can change it. We can do it a 21-day challenge, and we can make it 15 emails. So we'll make it 15 emails in the next 21 days. I don't want to make it too much, because if I make it too much, a lot of people just won't do it. A lot of people, get overwhelmed when you give them like huge numbers. So, if they can do that and then you want to do more, that's fantastic. But, 5 emails a week is not hard to do. And because they're autoresponder emails, this is something that's going to continue to work as you bring in more and more subscribers. They're all going to have to go through all these emails, regardless.
one thing I'd also mention, for those that only have a small list, even if you only have 3 subscribers or 5 subscribers or whatever, still put the same amount of effort in as you would if there was 5,000 subscribers on your list. Because as you get better, if you put that same effort in and don't think, oh, I won't email my list because I've only got a small list. I'll wait till I have lots of subscribers to email my list. That's not such a good way of thinking. If you treat it like you've got a huge list already, write your list like it's already a huge list, and put that time and effort in, and then when you do get a huge list, you'll already be really good at email marketing. Because you can give a huge list to someone who's never done any email marketing before, and they will trash that list. The list will unsubscribe, they'll be unresponsive, etc. So you can't wait until you get a big list before you put the effort into learning how to do email marketing, learning how to write your list, how to get a responsive list, how to nurture your list of subscribers. You got to start now, even if you've got no subscribers, or 1 or 5 or 10 or whatever, and treat it like that. The same way as if you opened a store or a shop on the high street, you're going to open that like you're going to have 1,000 people walking through the door. If only one person walks through the door, if you just think, oh well, there's only going to be one person walking through, I'll only put one product out on the shelf because they're not going to be interested in everything, or I'm not going to put the effort in. It's not going to happen. Create your business like you've got thousands of people coming through the floodgates.
That's excellent, Matthew. Very, very. Directly applicable to myself. I don't have a list yet. I just finished launching one online business, which is brand new to me. And concurrent with that, I've been starting my Empower Network stuff. But, I was sitting thinking, oh gosh, maybe this is too far down the road for me right now. Satiris and I had a chat earlier about, look, you're in the army now. You make it happen now. And what you just said there, Matthew, really encouraged me. I'm just going to get on with that, and I'm going to get the list going, working on the basis, visualizing just the fact that, at some point there will be people coming through the doors. So I've already done the work, and that's a really good way to think of it. So yeah, I'm going to meet you guys on the challenge for sure.
Brilliant.
And the thing is, I know that you guys are both exceptionally busy. I'm very busy too. And going back to my earlier point, that's why you make commitment. That's why you make the commitment publicly, I suppose, is that, you're holding yourself on record as saying you're going to do it. You don't want Superman coming around to your house, or an angry Greek putting in your windows going, why did you not do your emails? So, So I'm going to stay on the right side of you guys and do what I'm told.
That's funny.
So listen, that's me. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about, or anything else you want to elaborate on there, fellas?
Well, I just say that building your list can happen very quickly. Excuse me. Yeah, there's the quick way and slow way. 1 second. And I actually forgot about it. I forgot to invite Wukash on the call tonight. It just completely slipped my mind. Just so many things happening the last few days. And I meant to invite Wukash on the call. He's someone in my team. I saw some water go down the wrong tube. I didn't even know I had a tube coming down this direction. Strange.
We'll live and we'll learn.
Well,
that's coming out of your left ear. I don't know if you can see that in your camera, but it's coming out of your left ear, right? There you go.
Because Wokesh is a prime example of someone who's struggled to build his list. I think he built got 100 subscribers in 8 months of marketing online, and then within one day he suddenly got 50% of that in one day, just following some principles he learned from the internet traffic formula, Vic Streishauser's product. And so once you get a breakthrough like that, it can happen very, very fast. So it doesn't have to take that long to build a list. Like if you have a bit of cash behind you, you can just buy solo ads, right? And they're guaranteed. You can build your list really fast, and a lot of people have done that through purchasing solo ads. But one of the things you want to be able to look after that list well. Then there's no point going out and buying $10,000 worth of solo ads if you have no idea how to email your list, because then you could really lose out there, and then there's plenty of free methods as well. Like in the last 30 days or 35 weeks or so, I got an extra 2,000 subscribers onto my list just through Facebook stuff. Just very simple, 10 minutes a day Facebook stuff. Got 2,000 extra subscribers on my list, like in the month of August, and that was just through doing viral videos and things like that. So you can build your list quite fast if you just if you do things right.
That's fantastic, Matthew. Yeah, well done.
Oh, thanks.
That's great. That's brilliant. So.
Right, well, guys, I tell you what, I'm going to boogie on. If you'd be so kind as to excuse me, because I've got a bunch of stuff to prepare for meetings tomorrow. I need to be bright as a button. And thank you very much for the content tonight. I will get on with this, okay? And you've left me a lot to work with. Just before I go, enough just to simply just explain for me and maybe anybody else who might be relatively new to the subject, the principle of solo ads, please.
The principle? Sorry.
Yeah, how solo ads work, where you use them, what are they, where you use them, and
maybe Matthew wants to go first, do you?
Sure. Well, solo ads is it's one of the main trainings that people rave by in the 15K formula, which is one of the products in Empower, and that's where I really learned about solo ads and how they work, because I spoke to a few internet marketers and mentioned solo ads, and they were like, "What are they?" And there's a lot of people who don't actually know what they are, even seasoned internet marketers, and I didn't know what they were until I actually came into Empower, even though I'd been online for quite a few years doing different things. And Shakir Hussain, he's got the solo ads agency, and he's one of the top earners in Empower. Because solo ads is just where there are people who have lists, and they'll simply rent their lists. So you can send an email to their list. So straight away, and you can get guaranteed amount of subscribers from that. So a guaranteed amount of clicks, even depending on how many subscribers you get, is depending on how good your capture page, is, your opt-in page, depending on how many subscribers. But you can get a guaranteed amount of clicks on your capture page through various solo ads agencies. So there are numerous solo ads agencies, and those agencies will have access to a number of lists. So they're really almost like the broker in between the agency, right? And so you simply go to an agency. Shakir Hussein's is it soloadsagency.com or something? His one, that's his one. And simply, you can however much, $100, $500, $1,000, and you'll get a guaranteed number of clicks on your opt-in, and so many of those will subscribe, and it's very targeted traffic. It's targeting people who have already bought generally, so it's buyer traffic generally that would be. So it's not just like random people. It's people who are already bought things in the internet marketing or network marketing arena. And so, yeah, so you can build your list very quickly through that, very, very targeted and very sort of scientific as well. Is that clear, Satiris, or is there
Yeah,
anything else?
absolutely. Yeah, very clear, Matthew. Yeah, it's very clear. Yep, absolutely.
I would say that was encyclopedic, very helpful, very, very clear, concise. Thank you very much. Yeah, great.
All right.
Gentlemen, would you excuse me?
Yes, certainly.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, and I look forward to catching up with you next week. We'll have an update on the progress of the emails. Is there anything else, Satiris, that you want to assign or get us to think about, or bear in mind for next week's meeting?
No, I mean, I think basically, if you just focus on doing whatever videos or blog posts, that you would normally be doing, and just try and get, those, 15 emails done over the next 3 weeks. Just make sure that you have an autoresponder list so that when your new subscribers come in, that you've got a few weeks of content for them to sign up, because just like Matthew was saying there about when you do solo ads, you can do solo ads, right, and you can get loads of people to do your stuff. But what you have to remember is when you do a solo ad, because there's so many strange people coming and clicking on your link, they don't know anything about you. They don't know you from Adam, So if you're one of these people, who have a list and you haven't written any emails in your list, and you go and you do a solo ad, and then you spend $1,000 and you maybe get, you maybe get 50 opt-ins or 100 opt-ins or something, or maybe 200 opt-ins, and nobody buys, or only a couple of people buy. You're going to think you've been cheated. You're going to think you've been cheated. You're maybe thinking, oh, well, I only made, $1,000 sale or $225 sales, or maybe, you made an all-in sale. But on the people who it doesn't happen for are going to feel cheated. And the thing about it is that if you had set up an autoresponder mailing list, all those new subscribers would be getting to know you. They'd be getting to know about your products. They'd be getting to know about the value that you deliver. They would get to know, you personally, and get to like and trust you and actually want to buy the stuff off you. Whereas if you just, blast out, 1,000 people or whatever, and they haven't seen you before, and you just say, come here, click here, and buy now, it's like, forget it. You're going to lose the majority of those people. So by doing this work now, it puts you in a position so that then later on, when you bring in subscribers, whether you bring in subscribers from solo ads, whether you bring in subscribers from Facebook ads, whether you bring in subscribers from those type of list building services. I told Matthew about one there earlier that I just joined, and I can email 3,000 people every 3 days. That's 30,000 people a month. Whether you join something like that, the thing is, if they join your list and there's no emails in your list, then it's a waste of your energy. So you really need to get this work done in the beginning, and then focus on building that list, and that will work for you, 24/7, and as well as that, obviously, when you have something on, if there's a hangout like tonight, you can go and send an email, you can send a broadcast to your list and say there's a hangout on, or there's a training on, or there's a new course being launched, or whatever it is as well, but that's important. And that's why I thought this would be very valuable, to the people who haven't actually done this yet. Because if you're not doing this yet, you're really leaving yourself open to not having success in the business.
Well, look, thank you for raising that tonight, because it's very timely for me. I'm about to turn my attention more equally now to my Empower Network stuff. So It's great that just, this has come along now. Just to clarify, it's okay then to send links in your email to videos that you've previously done, or videos to other people's content and so forth. All we're really trying to do here, if I understand correctly, is send out a series of automated emails that are going to build a relationship with your prospective clients and audience. Isn't that correct?
Yeah. That's true, but as well as build a relationship, you also do want to offer products as well, because I think it's as bad. I personally think it's as bad to not sell as it is to sell too much,
Yeah.
because if you don't sell, I mean, there's some people who have a list who haven't sold to them, and if suddenly they sold to them, like after a year, they would all be like in shock, and they would all go into like a shock. They might pass out or something. You go, oh,
Like,
this person tried to sell to me. Oh, I
like,
didn't think they were like that. Unsubscribe, right? So you don't want to train them like that either,
yeah,
right?
yeah, totally.
So what I say to you, if you give them equal amounts of content and a sales thing, then they're expecting, a product.
Yeah.
They're expecting something. You do, offer your service, your product, whatever you're using yourself. Obviously stuff that you believe in, stuff that works for you, right?
Yeah.
If you don't ever give them a link to anything, and then you decide to sell them something after building a relationship with them, you'd say, what happened?
You gave that advice earlier that it's like 50% value, 50% sales, and work around that ballpark, okay?
And the people will stay for the value, and the people who don't think it's worthwhile to stay for the value or stay for the sales, they're probably not worth being there anyway.
Yeah, I understand.
The thing is as well is that your email list are going to be people who are looking to build a business online generally, right? And so they're not going to be able to build a business unless they buy products, right? Because they need those products in which to get the in-depth training, and they also want to be selling those products as well. So they need to learn how to sell, and they also need to be okay with buying things as well. So you're doing your subscribers a favor by selling to them, right?
Absolutely. I want to talk a wee bit about that, but I think I'll let Alan go first, because he's already heard me talking about it today, and he won't want to hear it again.
I didn't want to hear it the first time.
No, exactly.
All right, guys, it's been a real pleasure. I've learned a great deal. I've got lots to do, and you've G'd me up and inspired me and informed me. So God bless you both, and anybody else out there who's listening, and look forward to touching base with you next week, okay? Take it easy, fellas.
Talk to you soon, Alan.
Guys, bye-bye. And thank you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, no, one of the things I wanted to say there as well, Matthew, you brought it up. You just brought it up, and it was just boom. There is the thing about, offering, is actually offering the products to sell, because if you're not buying products, you're not going to be able to sell products. And I was saying that today to Alan, if you don't have certain things, it's just like have you ever heard of Pat Mesiti before? A guy called Pat Mesiti. He's like a personal development millionaire mindset coach from Australia. And I remember, going to one of his, seminars one day, and one of the things he does in the seminars is he basically, holds out his hand, right? He holds out his hand and he asks somebody to give him money. He asks them to give him, £20 or £50 or something, right? And then the people come up and give him £50, and what he does is he'll hand them, a whole load of money back, right? Maybe £200 or £300. And basically what Pat Mesiti said is, when your hand is closed, as well as not being able to give any money, you can't take any money either. So what tends to happen with a lot of people is they're so closed, they're saying, oh, I'm not going to buy that product because it's too expensive, or I'm going to wait till someone pays me to buy the product, and they're sitting with their hands closed like this, and they can't actually get any money in, right, because they're so closed off. So instead of going and saying, right, I'll go and I'll buy the 15K formula, or I'll buy this, or I'll buy that, and then being able to make 15K commissions, they'll say, well, I can't afford to buy the 15K formula, so I'm keeping my money, what I have, and I'm not spending that. And if I make some money from the blog, then I'll buy the 15k formula. And because their hands are closed, they can't receive any of that money. So it goes to somebody else, you know.
Yeah.
And I just think that's the thing that I find. If you look at any of the top people that we're working with, they spend hundreds and tens of thousands on coaching, on products, on going to events, on plane tickets, and all sorts of stuff. And that's why they make the money they make, because whenever they make money, instead of like closing their hands off and saying, well, I'm going to go on holiday, I'm going to spend it or whatever, they reinvest it in their business and they grow to be bigger and make bigger money. Whereas a lot of people will come in and, they won't buy anything, so they won't learn anything, and they won't progress the same way that a top leader will progress. If you look at any of the top leaders, they just go and they buy everything. They buy all the products. They go to all the events. They do all the stuff. And the people who don't have the same success,
And that goes right back to full circle of what I was saying at the beginning.
Absolutely.
Is the success of others. Look to what they're doing and model their success, and then you get their success, right?
Absolutely.
Sounds like we're going to have an early one tonight, Satiris.
Yep, absolutely. I think we'll have an early one. That sounds like a plan, Matthew.
Yeah.
So for anybody who hasn't already, who's not already on our team, I've actually changed the button there tonight, Matthew. I put that new page on for the blog.
Yeah, brilliant.
The one Victoria gave me the other day, or put in the group the other day. The link also for that mailer, the one with the 3,000 people, is in the comments below, the one I was telling you about earlier. And the other thing I wanted to say there, which has just completely gone out of my head. And the thing basically, if you're here and you've just arrived and you're wanting to have an online business and, learn how to build an income online, you're welcome to join our team. Whoever's email you got this off, if you click below, you can join under us. We will be here to help you. If anyone's here, who's on our team and doesn't know how to set up their autoresponder, doesn't know what to put in and stuff like that, or they're struggling with it, feel free to contact myself on Skype or Matthew, and give us a call, and we'll try and help you with that, okay? Or if you haven't actually purchased an autoresponder, it's the same thing, we can help you to get that all set up and so on, and how to set up your autoresponder messages and things like that. So, you can get joined on our team today. Just click the red button below, and you can get joined for $25 with your viral blogging system. And if you just want to be an affiliate, you can click the yellow button below, and that's basically to join the affiliate program, which is $19.95 a month and gives you a e-wallet where you can actually get your payments and a card and stuff to get paid with. So I think that's more or less us for this evening, Matthew.
Yeah, I was just remembering back to Satiris. For anyone who's on the fence or just not sure if they want to join now, I remember back to whenever you came and saw me, Satiris, and told me about Empower Network and how amazing it was going to be, and the success that you were starting to have with it. And I remember sitting in front of my computer and looking at that red button and thinking, should I do this or not? And then I just pulled out my credit card and said, okay, let's do this. Click on that red button, and it was very easy to get started, and went through the fast start training, and the penny dropped. And then I just really saw the big picture, and probably it's the best thing I've done in my business life was join Empower Network. So for anyone who's sitting on the fence, you just want to pull out your credit card, just join right now. There's no downside to it, really. It's a terrific ride, a terrific growth process, and you learn so much that you won't have learned in any other areas of online business. You know, there's basically everything's given away, right? Everything is shown, nothing's held back, and the potential is incredible. Even though we have a average earnings disclaimer, which you can, you know, I'm sure there's a link somewhere below that you can click on that and see the average earnings disclaimer. But the potential for earnings is just absolutely incredible, and it just depends on, you know, the system works. Just the question is, do you work? And if you hang with us, then you know you will work, right?
And we want to, I mean, we want to see, you know, we want to see people on here, you know, sharing their success stories as well. You know, we want you to come and tell us, you know, when you have success, when you know, start getting your sales, even when you get your first few opt-ins and stuff, you know, come on here, and you're more than welcome to join us in the Hangouts and talk about the, you know, the success you've had. And if Wakash is listening to this call, where are you, man?
Well, next week. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So, yeah. So just do it, as Nike ad says. Just do it, and we'll see you, guys and girls, next week at the same time, 9 p.m. Wednesday GMT.